Welcome back, gamers, to our 7th episode of OsuBelgium interviews. Today, we have a very special guest, a true Belgian tournament legend, Hanori. If you spent any time in the Belgian community, this is a name you're no doubt familiar with. His involvement, both as a community figurehead and contributions to the larger whole, have been too many to count since 2017, making him an icon of the Discord era of the Belgian Osu scene. As a player, Hanori has an extensive history, dating back to his first Belgian Osu Cup win in 2017, a tournament he has then repeatedly won 2 more times thereafter in both 2020 and 2021. However, his success has not only been limited to local tournaments, being featured on several international rosters owing to his great versatility. As such, he was on the winning team for 2 Benelux tournaments, Test Tournament 3 in 2020 and Konyo Cup 3 years ago. Add to this the several high placements in many of the over 100 tournaments he has joined in this past decade. His long list of accomplishments led into him being voted as number 1 of the OsuBelgium top 15 videos in both 2017 and 2021, while keeping a consistent top 3 ranking ever since their inception. Leading Belgium as a captain ever since 2018, he has been one of the main cornerstones of the team and has been in charge of selecting new talents in order to challenge the world's largest stage. Hi Hanori, awesome to have you on. So, first thing I want to ask you is, I saw you started off as a racing game player. Were you always interested in rhythm games, or did your interest for them develop later?
Yeah, so first I played racing games and like simulator games back in the day. Then after that I had like a FPS game phase. I played a lot of CS. And there I had like a teammate who knew that I liked like watching anime at times, and he like recommended Osu like to try it out. Because it was like, I don't know, like I was kind of fading out of CS at that point, and I needed something new to play, so kind of came at a good time.
And when it comes to racing games, I saw you play cycling games. Is that something you used to do?
Yeah, that as well. That's a managerial games part. Because it was not like that you had to like control the cyclist. It was more like managing everything and stuff. So yeah, I used to play that a lot, like a lot. I think it's like on my top played games on Steam still as well. But yeah, I kind of grew out of it over time.
Was also then your introduction to rhythm games, or had you played others before?
Yeah, it was like the first real, or well, real in quotation mark rhythm game that I played. Like the main interest for me was like the aim aspect when it came to it, because I mean I just came from CS, but I've always loved listening to music, so it fit really well in the end.
So you used to be called HB for quite a while in your early Osu career. How did the name change to Hanori come about? Is it like a reference to something in particular?
No, not really. It's it came up in me like very randomly. I had like 2 things that I maybe wanted to change to, but like both of them didn't really make any sense in any way. It was just I randomly thought of these names, so it's like Hanori and Yunaro, which I name changed to for like 1 month earlier this year, or like last year. But I changed back. It felt kind of weird, so yeah.
In 2018, you uploaded a video with Dan Plays, like a showcase video, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever end up passing him? Because I was looking through the Wayback Machine, and because of the top 15 videos, I was convinced you were number 1 at one point. Did you ever get number 1 at that time?
I actually didn't. I think in the like top player videos I got voted first because Dan actually just didn't play the game anymore at that point, but he was like, I think when I got second in like 2017, I think it was, I was like 3000 PP behind, so when he stopped playing I kind of got voted number 1 because like just purely on the fact because he didn't play anymore. Then I was like the next player in line kinda. So yeah, I definitely looked up a lot to him like back then. And well, yeah, I didn't end up passing him for number 1 back then, sadly. I was about to, but then there was like a hidden rework and I got like minus 300 PP or something, and that set me back a lot. And then Yentis just swooped past me and Denoscure, and I just never got the chance to get number 1 after that, so it was kinda unfortunate.
Yeah. And since you've been active for many years now, since 2016, what has kept you motivated to keep grinding still?
I don't know, it's a weird thing for me. I've never really had like a moment where I felt that I didn't enjoy the game anymore. I think it's like kind of has to do with my mindset over the game. I just like take things slowly. Like I've never really had like the very fast improvement curve or like big shots up that some other people have. I've always kind of like slowly grown into the game, and I think that's helping me a lot with keeping my interest, because I always feel like I'm improving, and like the way I improve is just by enjoying the game. So, and I like improving, so it's like a loop kinda that it just keeps me going in the game. Back in the day I didn't really have that mentality, but it came by like after some time, like after I kept playing the game.
Yeah, and I'm sure that helps managing frustration and all too.
Yeah, like I never really get frustrated. Like if I like miss out on a score or something, I'm like, oh yeah, that sucks. Anyway, I can do it again like later on, or I can just improve in the skill set and just do it again, you know, like. And in general, I do get frustrated like sometimes, but it's not like very hard frustration. I just get over it very quickly and try and figure out how I can improve on it very quickly.
It's kind of impossible not to get frustrated with this game sometimes.
True, like sometimes it's just inevitable, but it's like, I feel like if you can handle it very well, then you just keep the fun in the game and just keep going, like kinda.
So in terms of plays that you've made over the years, are there any that have felt particularly special to you?
I've had like 1 or 2 plays recently, or well, one was I think like a year or 2 ago already by now, I think. But I think some months ago, or like a year ago, I don't even remember anymore, it's hard to keep track, but I FC'd Skystar's Secret Desire map, which was a map that I wanted to FC from like back in 2018 already. So I FC'd that with Nomad last year, and funnily enough, like a few months ago in a tournament, I actually FC'd it with Hidden as well, like in tournament. So that was pretty special after all that time. Well, the other play that like meant a lot to me was my FC on Perfect 3 with Hidden Hard Rock, because that kind of like that map kind of shaped the player that I ended up being. Because like the reason why I loved playing that map was because I watched it being played as a warm-up in an OWC match, like all the way back in like 2016, 2017, I think it was. I remember it being the Philippines versus the USA, I think it was, and they played that map like as a warm-up, and I was watching that match. That was the first match that I had watched of OWC ever, and the map looked really cool and people were so good at the map. So I started playing the map like immediately after the match, and it kind of stuck with me as like a map that I wanted to FC at some point. So doing it with HDHR like 6 years or 5 years later was like, it actually made me emotional at that time, like, because it felt like that was such a long journey, and yeah, it kind of got me into tournaments as well, that map, so it meant a lot to me at that time.
Since you went with Hidden Hard Rock, was it a free map pick?
Well, I mean, it was a warm-up that they picked. I think it was the Philippines' like warm-up pick, and they like just played it free mod at that time. The reason why I did it with, or like, the reason why I got emotional was because I got like number 4, I think, on the leaderboard at the time, because there aren't that much Hidden Hard Rock FCs on the map, which was mainly why I was trying to do it with Hidden Hard Rock.
Oh yeah, the only ones I remember seeing was like Raw Hulk at one point. That was like forever ago.
Yeah, I think Hello Watcher also has an FC on it. I don't really remember the rest. But yeah, there aren't that many like FCs on that difficulty. So yeah.
Yeah, going into the tournament topic, so how do you balance your schedule around tournaments, both practicing and playing?
Yeah, it's kind of hard sometimes. I gotta say, like, balancing everything also together with work. Like, back in the day I had way more time, but now I kind of have to use my time efficiently to, like, balance out practicing, balancing out, like, actually going for skill improvement, having the matches and everything. But, like, usually I just have, like, certain days where I practice the map rules, like, beforehand. Usually it's, like, Monday and Tuesday that I practice them. And then I have, like, the entire week to work on my skill sets, and then in the weekend I have my tournament matches, kinda. That's how I try to plan around it.
Have you had times where it's resulted in scheduling hell? And how have you tackled that?
Yeah, sometimes it kind of just happens that you have to play a 10-hour OSU session because of tournaments. I do not recommend it. It's very hard to concentrate for that long. It hurts your hands. I've also had like this other match at some point where I had to play at 4 AM in the morning. That was also not very cash money. I didn't really play that well that match, but I mean, what do you do? Sometimes it's needed.
What would you consider to be your best tournament performance, and what was the experience like?
This is kind of a hard one for me because I've never really been like 100% satisfied with how I play. It's like kind of a thing for me. Like, I always complain about how I'm playing, kinda. Not in a bad way, but just like I always feel like I can do better and try to like work on it. But there were like some instances where I played pretty well. I think PNK like 2023, I think it was, or 2024. It ended in 2024. Let's keep it at that. I played really well in the grand finals of that, and I wasn't that nervous either, so that was like a big thing for me. I think I FC'd the Hidden 1 map like back to back in the match, because we had like the grand finals and then the bracket reset right after. And I FC'd the Hidden 1 in both of the matches, so I was like really happy with that. Never happened before for me. Then like another tournament where I was like really happy, or well, quite happy with my performance, was in the qualifier of OWC 2022, I think it was. I think I had the best performance of the team back then, and was actually pretty high on the leaderboards as well. And then just like a third tournament performance that I was pretty happy with, I think, was last year's Belgian OSU Cup, or like the latest one. But that like mainly because of my mentality going into the tournament match. I wasn't really nervous. I was like enjoying. I had like a good mental state in that match, and I was like just really happy that I had like that mental fortitude for that match. I was also not very nervous at all either, which is rare for a grand finals match. But yeah, I really enjoyed that match actually, and I'm really happy with that mentality I had into it.
That was the one where you went up against Hexy, right?
Yeah, that was my match against Hexy. I mean, I only won 2 maps, I think, and I could have played better, like, statistically wise, but from a mental standpoint, I think that was probably one of my best matches I've ever played.
Yeah, because honestly, we just really randomly have a top 50 player.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really do much about it, you know, when the guy's like really good at the game, you kind of just like take whatever you can and just take it in stride, you know. Like, I felt like I could have beaten him on some more maps, but I would have like had to play out of my mind, kind of. Like, I had to like play an extremely good match in that case, which didn't really happen, but it's not that I played bad either, so yeah. The mental factor was like the main thing that I was like, that was probably my best tournament performance in a sense.
A question from Vinny. What is it that drives you to play so many tournaments all the time?
it kind of keeps me like motivated to keep improving in a sense, because the tournaments keep getting harder and harder, the map pools keep getting harder and harder, and just like playing them keeps me like trying to improve on them, because I love playing tournaments in general. Like I love playing with friends and stuff like that. It's like the social aspect kind of about it is really fun, and the format as well, like having set maps and then you try and beat the others on it kind of thing. You only have one shot at the map as well. It's like a completely different way of experiencing the game in my opinion, and it kind of interests me like that. Definitely because I used to play like CS and stuff as well, like so like the competitive aspect just kind of stuck with me in that sense. Yeah, it's just fun being competitive, enjoying playing with friends, and yeah, it just gives me a goal to go towards instead of like endlessly grinding for like PP or whatever.
So far, you have participated in every iteration of OWC as captain since 2018, whenever they qualified. So how was the experience of participating in it, both as a player and when it came to getting the team together?
A lot of things changed over time, I would say, in this sense. Because, well, in 2018 we didn't really have that much players. So we kind of just like, I mean, there weren't even qualifiers back then. It was just a group stage, like the first year that I played. So we kind of like just got invited to play, like barely. I think we were the worst team in the tournament, rank-wise. So we kind of just got invited and we got like a team together. We were all pretty good friends in that team because we didn't really have that like big of a player base to choose from. So yeah, that was definitely an experience. Definitely also like I think it was against South Korea that we just like won the first map that we played against them. I was like, damn, we're actually doing okay. Like we're supposed to be here. So that was like a very fun experience. Yeah, I mean, we can confidently say that we were up 1-0 against South Korea. And then we lost 5-1, but nobody has to know that, right?
Yeah. They can just watch the first minutes of the match.
Yeah. I mean, like, if people were like tuning into that match and they saw Belgium being up 1-0 against South Korea, that was like, what's happening? What's going on? But yeah, that was fun. Then like the next years, I don't know, it's like the next years our performance kept going down kinda, or well, I think it's more other countries got better faster than Belgium in a sense. So in 2019 we still made it, and then like the following years we didn't anymore. And I feel like the like general experience of everyone kinda got like, I don't know, like worse in a sense. It wasn't anymore. In 2018, I felt like it was way more about the fun and about enjoying the fact that we got like the chance to play the bracket stage, or like the group stage, like actual matches. But now it's kind of like just a slog of going into qualifiers, doing our best to try and like have fun in matches, and then not making it, and then the experience just ends with playing a map pool, playing a qualifier, and that's kind of it. And like for me personally, like it kind of got to a point where I wasn't really enjoying OWC that much anymore. Except for like the last 2 years, it's 2 to 3 years, it's like starting to pick back up again, where I'm enjoying it. In terms of, I was also gonna like mention about the like personally, like about the performance and stuff, like for myself, because like one aspect of the experience is of course like how much fun you have and stuff, but the other like aspect is like how you're feeling in the match and like how you go into it and stuff. And I think like back then I was extremely nervous every single time we had to play a match, and like over time the shine of OWC kind of like just got lost, and at this point I barely nervous for the qualifier at this point. So I don't know, it's like a weird progression kinda over time.
Yeah, do you think in Belgium in general there's been like a waning like interest in even playing tournaments?
Yeah, I think definitely in tournaments, like we used to have like a very good 4-digit tournament scene back in the day, like 2018, 2019. I think back in the day, I couldn't play in the 4-digit tournament or like the 4-digit World Cup, but I think in 2019 we had a very strong team. I think it was like Horizon was in there, Evblade, 5Joshi, all playing really well. And I think they got like top 12 or something in 4WC, which was really good. But like after 2019, it kind of just like stopped. Like everybody quit. So in 2020, I think we had like one of our worst OWC performances, like in the qualifier. And well, I mean, it has been like on and off kind of since then. It's like sometimes some players come up and then some like just go again as well. It's like, I don't know, it's something I've like felt in general, that the general like motivation for tournaments is just not there anymore in a lot of people. As well as like in general, we just don't have as much new players coming in the game itself. Because I remember back in the day, like Belgium used to be like top 32 in the country ranking, and now we're like 50th or something. we just keep going backwards and backwards. So I think it's like more of a general like issue from like not having that much new players coming into the game, and then often new players that are actually coming in, most of them aren't really interested in playing tournaments. So we're kind of just like rowing with the players that we have right now, which are usually just players who have played for like the past 5 years already. Our team doesn't change very much.
Yeah, and many have also quit because of university or whatnot, or work.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of people, but I don't know, like I think most people are still playing, but that's mainly because like the new players who come up very fast don't ever like get to OWC like with motivation, if that makes sense. Like
yeah, they're more interested in performance points. Usually.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a lot of steps to go through to like get to the point that you want to play OWC seriously, in a sense. Like you have to have the raw mechanical skill, then you also have to have like the experience playing tournaments and being able to play tournament maps, and it's a lot of steps to go through, kinda. And I think that's a barrier that like a lot of people don't go like past right now.
Well, most people don't like tournament maps either.
Yeah, that also happens quite a lot, but I guess that's also a mentality thing, kinda. Because for me, it's just like I'm not very critical of maps in a sense, so I just play whatever like comes at me, and I enjoy it anyway. So I think that's just like kind of that's just a mental thing, kind of, which I don't blame them for. Obviously, like you just need to play the game in the way you enjoy, and I mean I can't blame them for that, obviously. So
after like next year, are you interested in continuing to play as the anchor of the Belgian team?
I mean, that's a plan. Like last year, I probably had like one of my best years in terms of improvement, like in a long time. Like my skill cap increased a lot, and I was able to play pretty well in OWC as well. So I was planning to just like try and keep it going for this year as well.
Do you think Belgium can make it past qualifiers next year?
I mean, there's always like a good shot at it. I feel like every year we have been somewhat close in a sense. It's just that we're like missing that final push kinda to get in. We've had Hexy help a lot already. Like he's been a big help. He's practicing a lot for the matches as well, like the qualifiers every single time. So he's kind of like at this point he's kind of our carry often. And then there's like me and Morna's also there, like trying to support, doing our best in our own skill sets. And we've always been kind of close, like it's not like huge differences. like from position 32 up until like 40 kinda. So it's just like that extra FC on a map or 2 maps or the extra consistency or skill cap that we need. It's not like, it's literally just the difference of one player popping off kinda that we need to get in. It's that small of a margin.
Since you're partly in charge of selecting what players make the team, what are the skill sets you would say the squad is looking for right now?
I think in general, like we can just use any skill cap player, like that can just like dish out some FCs on mechanics maps. But what we're like really weak on nowadays is just like alt maps, gimmick maps, tech maps, kinda. We always seem to be lacking on those. Like if you go in tournament terms, like the Nomad 3, the Nomad 4 maps, hidden, like the hidden alt map, or the like HR tech map, or the like DT tech map kind of thing. It's always like those maps that we're missing out on. Funnily enough, our A rate hidden is always really good, so like that type of gimmick we're fine on. It's just, I don't know, like the modern, like weird style gimmick style doesn't fit us very well. But yeah, I think those are the main skill sets that we need. But like in general, just like anybody who can just dish out FCs on like a subset of maps in the map pool will always help us out.
Kind of bizarre question, but some people over the years have called you a deranker at some points. Would you consider there to be some truth to that, or is it mostly just people joking around?
I hope it's people joking around. Because, like, I mean, I'm not intentionally deranking or anything, it's just, like, the way I play, kinda. It's like, well, first off, my skill set doesn't really lean into farming very much in this meta, you know, like, an HR low BPM aim player, it's just not the meta right now, so I already automatically lose ranks because of that. And well, in general, like, just because my focus in improvement is in improvement and not really in like farming or whatever, I just naturally derank over time the entire time. So it's definitely not intentional. But yeah, often it's just friends joking about it when I see it.
What have been your favorite memories when it comes to tourneys?
I've had, like, well, in general, I usually just enjoy playing with friends, so, like, every tournament is memorable, in a sense. But, like, the 2 things that I remember most vividly are when we won Test Tournament 3, which was an 8v8 tournament for... and the prize was like a COE discount and a badge. Yeah, that tournament was really special to me because it was my first international tournament win. And I made a lot of like long-term friends in that tournament as well, like with the team. Because we got like put together in a team where everybody was kind of close already, but that really brought us like closer together as friends. My other favorite memories is like, it's like, in general, like anything that any tournament where I teamed with Ignite, like the Canadian player. Because that guy is so funny, like he's so hilarious. And like he always made like the matches so fun to play. So I think most notably like Break the Meta Cup was like a really fun team, and I made a lot of friends in that one as well. So yeah, that tournament was also really fun, even if we ended up like not winning or whatever. It's like the experience was really cool.
Did you also get to meet them there at the COE event?
I think, wait, let me think. Yeah, I think I met Sportlover, Silver, and Skyrovania. I don't remember if any of the others were there as well. Yeah, I don't... Oh yeah, Malteser was in that team as well, if I remember correctly. And Miles as well, so I met those as well. I might be, like, forgetting some people, but those are, like, the ones that I remember most vividly.
The last question related
But
to
yeah.
tournaments. So Sen asked if you see any future in the Belgian tournament community at the moment.
I mean, that's kind of hard to like predict at the moment. Just because of like how the recent years have been. It's very stagnant right now in Belgium. Like, we don't really have much new players, so in that sense I would think, yeah, we're dead. Like, it's over. It's completely over right now. But on the other hand, there are like players coming up, like just in terms of farming and stuff, or in the like 5-digit scene or whatever. It's just really hard to predict if they can like make the step towards like the higher tier tournaments in a sense. And well, also of course with the like attendance numbers of Belgian Osu Cup and OBTT, it's very stagnant as well. So right now it's just like, I think we just need like a new influx of players mainly, rather than just tournament play or like people being interested in tournaments, because just like the new influx of players is already not very high to begin with. So like that's why the tournament scene also just doesn't progress in general.
Let's get into Belgium YouTube. So what would you say are the origins of the OsuBelgium channel? How did everything start?
So it originally started with a player called Dinosap uploading plays to an OsuBelgium channel. Like it was his channel. Like the current OsuBelgium channel is actually still his channel. So if you go all the way back to like the first videos, you can see his recordings still from back then.
Oh, does he have his own plays uploaded there too?
No, I don't think so. He just uploaded like other people's plays, like from Belgium. So he completely managed it back then.
And back in its infancy, how were the plays that made the vids selected?
It was entirely subjectively chosen by Dinosap. So if he saw something cool being done, so like any play, he would upload it instantly.
Would they upload stuff into the Facebook group too, or?
The Facebook group. Oh god. No, I don't think it was like uploaded into a Facebook group. Like, I think by then the Facebook group was kind of already dead, because we had the Discord at that point already that I created.
It got phased out after that, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. Since you've been managing the channel for quite a while, what has been the process for the top 15 video tradition, and how can people get involved to help with the next one?
So first we have a voting, obviously, and we open up staff applications for various roles, but usually it's mainly commentary. They're up right now as well. If you go into the announcements, you can see that there's like a staff sign-up form. So if anybody's interested in commentating somebody, you can always submit your application over there. And then like the process after the voting ends is just like, yeah, we make sure that we have enough commentators. We process the votes, we see where everybody is positioned at the end, and then we distribute like all the players or to certain commentators and script writers, if the commentators don't want to write the script themselves. And we also reached out to the top 15 players to submit their replays. And then in the end, like when we have all the information, I just Spock records all the replays, and then I compile everything and make the graphics and stuff for the video.
When it comes to channel content, will there be more map showcases like the one you did for RAM?
I really hope that there will be more. It was Spock's idea to like make the map showcases, if I remember correctly, and I really liked the concept. So like I like the concept of not only highlighting like plays, because obviously those are achievements, but our achievements are like really cool maps being created and stuff. Those are equally impressive to me. So yeah, I hope there will be more, for sure.
So now for more miscellaneous questions. A question from Human Exa. Which iteration of COE was the one you enjoyed the most?
I think because of like the COE tournament, like the test tournament 3v3 one, or not 3v3, 8v8. 2019 was like a really fun year for me. It was like the first year in Brabanthalle. It was also the first year where I went the entire week, because in 2018 I only went for like 4 days, I think. So yeah, it was just like the first time of meeting a lot of the friends that I've been talking to online. So yeah, it was just like a very fun experience in general to meet everybody finally, take pictures and stuff, create memories.
Since you've gotten a few guess difficulty ranks in terms of mapping, how do you feel about it?
I feel like mapping is just like a different way of approaching the game, like the fun in it, because in the end it's still just a rhythm game, so like you have a playing aspect, but you can also be creative with the game, kinda. It's the same with people maining, like skinning, for example, like in the game, in a sense. So I don't know, it's like, it's just a different way of experiencing the game and having fun in the game. Of course, it's always a bit of a hassle as well to get it ranked, obviously, but yeah, in general I feel like mapping is just like a fun way and a different way to be engaged with the game, have people like experience your creations and stuff like that.
And also to like introduce people to the music you enjoy, no?
Yeah, indeed. So, I mean, in general it's just like, there's so much like opportunities within the game, I feel like, and mapping is one of them, to like do whatever you want, kinda.
Outside of Os, do you play any other games?
Yeah, Osu is like my main game, but I mean I still play FPS games like CS, Valorant, Deadlock, Finals, stuff like that. I've also had like a pretty long FFXIV phase, or like Final Fantasy phase. I did like rating in, and of course like racing games always come back still. Like I play like whatever, kinda, like there's so much games I like playing, so I just like end up playing whatever at times, whatever I feel like.
Did you phase out the cycling channel, or you're still gonna upload on there after?
No, I don't know actually. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that channel at this point. I might try and do something with it again at some point, but like right now I've had like some small plans for it, but I don't think I'm gonna do cycling content anymore.
Another question that came in. Do you like VTubers, and what do you think of the rise in the anime landscape?
What a question. Well, I watch them sometimes, like in the background, kinda, or watch highlights and stuff of funny moments. But like my main support, or like the one that I watch the most, is like Suisei. Probably already noticed by a lot of people, because of the music. Yeah, but it's like her streams, I actually don't watch her streams very much. It's mainly like the music that I listen to from her, so yeah, for like supporting VTubers, I support Suisei the most, but just for the music, like listening to her music all the time. And like some other VTubers I just watch like occasionally, just like chill. But it's like, it's not that I like 24/7 watch them or whatever. It's just like sporadically when I see something pop up or whatever, that I watch it.
Yeah, honestly I'm mostly familiar with her music, to be honest. With like the Osu maps made of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's also like also just a connection with Osu again, kinda, you know, like there's a lot of like VTuber fans in the Osu community, but like to me it's like the main support for me is just like the music aspect, kinda. I like listening to music in general, so yeah.
And on that same vein, do you also enjoy any particular anime?
Gonna be honest, I haven't really watched much anime like recently. Like the past years I've been really busy, like fitting in studying and work, and then playing Osu and other games. It's just like there's just no time for anime at this point. If I do end up watching them, it's mainly like slice of life or romance anime kinda that I watch, just to like chill, have a laugh or whatever.
All right, so thank you for getting in here and for this interview.
Yeah, no worries. It was all. It's like I really like this concept of like doing the interviews, so I was really glad when you asked me to do it.